show. Glad you are with us. Happy Tuesday morning. This is Art Sitting Out. Vic Faust here with producer Rai 605. Last day, September. Here we are. And it's going to be like 90 degrees. Let's enjoy it. Summer's still here. Enjoy definitely above average temperatures for the St. Louis area. But we whirl with it. We do what we can. Lots to get to today, as we do. Lots of stories, all St. Louis, all the time. That's what we try to do. The focus is on us, our backyard, and the stories that affect us all the way around. Also, love it when you guys jump into the show. We are here till 8 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday. And, of course, following us is Hot Take Central 2.0. They come in from 8 to 10 o'clock. If you guys have stories, ideas, let us know. Jump on the show. We love it when you guys are with us as well. Also, when it comes to shout outs and things from that standpoint, we'll do it. Let us know. Let us know what we can do. We are all about promoting St. Louis, anything. You can give people shout outs. You can give businesses shout outs. Jumping on the chat line on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, that's X, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also give us a call and join the show. The phone number there is 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. And if you want to check out a list of all the shows that we have, the programming that we have, the schedule, and our website, just go to louinfo.com. Once again, that is louinfo.com. Also, some good news when it comes to Missouri football today. We'll do give an update on just how good Mizzou has been, offense and defense. It might shock you. We've got some NFL action to talk about from last night. I've never been one sort of huge fan of Tyreek Hill. For those who don't know, a super fast wide receiver, fast talking, fast running, drama-filled NFL player. But he had a gruesome knee injury or leg injury last night that I wouldn't wish on anybody. So we'll see if Tyreek can come back from that. It was just a really, really nasty injury. Of course, he plays for the Dolphins. Big presser coming up today. At least I call it big in St. Louis. Chaim Bloom, 10 o'clock, taking over for John Mozeliak. The new era of Cardinal baseball's leadership takes over. But what do you want to hear out of that? We'll see what's going on and see what you guys think. What do you want to hear? What would it make? What would make sense? All those sorts of things. We come on. 2 years after opening downtown, a pizza place and bar closed on Washington. We'll talk about that. Hate to hear about those things happening, but they're real. These things happen. Restaurants open, restaurants close, and you do your best. How did your NFL teams do last night if you were rooting for the Broncos, the Bengals, the Jets, or the Dolphins? They had 2 NFL games last night. One wasn't enough, so now we've got 2 NFL games every now and then. More NFL, more of the time, all the time. Also, some news from downtown when it comes to a project that could help with the city. We focus on St. Louis. Want to focus on the positive of it as well. Those things that can happen. Some financing came through to build something downtown. So that's good. Definitely good from that standpoint. Baseball playoffs beginning. Cardinals are not in it, of course, as we were just talking about. Also, any other activities? One thing we'll get into, a new possible St. Louis County law about panhandling. How do you feel about panhandling? Everybody has seen it. You've seen it. You've seen people panhandling. How does it make you feel? Should people have a right to do that? Would you rather not have to deal with that? Should there be another way or a situation that somehow, some way we could deal with people? There are several charitable groups all throughout the area that say, come, we'll help you. Do you trust the people who are panhandling? I did a story on this years ago, news story. Literally followed a guy to a really, really, really nice condominium with a really nice car. I'm just telling you, that was my experience. I'm not saying that everybody out there is making money. I'm just talking about my experience when I went undercover and did a sting. And I was like, oh, so that's how you're bringing in money. Must be nice. Nice outfit. And of course, you just never, ever freaking know. And that's the problem. You may have somebody that really needs something, or you may have somebody who is really playing the part. And it would be a sad part to play, but I watched it. It was real. It was a fake job. Shocked me, but it was real. USC's record low alcohol consumption in 90 years. Talked about it last week. Another poll coming out about it. We can get into that. If there's a story that you guys want to jump in, you let us know as well. The other thing, Powell Hall has reopened as well. They had a $140 million transformation. We can get into that too. So all kinds of things going on, all kinds of stories. And of course, we want you to talk to us. And by the way, what does local news come to? I saw on a local news station's website talking about 6-7. You've heard your kids talking about it. 6-7, 6-7. Fun. 6-7, 6-7. Do you know what 6-7 is? A rapper? Yeah. 6-7. We'll get into that too. All right. Jump in on Facebook, X, YouTube. We're there. We're here to help you today. What's up in your neck of the woods? It's very, very warm. All these things are happening. We're just trying to make sure that you're up to date. All St. Louis, all the time. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. You rock, my friend. Ryan, going and get me a water. I appreciate it. I already had one water today, and that's my second, and that's exactly what I need with the coffee. Like I said, always hydrate before you caffeinate. Hydrate before you caffeinate. You never want to caffeinate before you hydrate. Trust me, Ryan.
I don't really drink coffee.
I know. If you ever drink coffee. I didn't drink coffee until many, many, many years into my life.
Yeah. I drink a lot of water, though.
Very good. That's why you look healthy.
I don't know about today, but maybe.
We're here. 6:13 is the time. Last day of September. We're already moving into October. So whatever else is on your mind, we will get into that as well. Okay. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. Cardinals today. Chaim Bloom will have a press conference. Kind of a big one. His first as boss. Literally his first as boss when it comes to taking over this this Cardinals team that has so much work to get done. And what do you expect to hear? Does anything move you that you want to hear from that standpoint? John Mozeliak spoke about his time with the Cardinals. It's been known for a while, but he had a press conference yesterday just to thank the organization. Talk about a handful of topics. He thanked his family, he thanked the ownership group, Bill DeWitt. Talked about the great relationship that they've had, Cardinals employees, as he kind of moves on. But now it's time for a new generation. And by the way, you can watch the entire press conference courtesy of STL Sports Central, our sister station. Check out STL Sports Central. The entire John Mozeliak press conference is there. Did a really good job with that. But now Bloom takes over. And he's going to try to get the Cardinals back to contention. And I know we talk. It's not like there's a lot left in the cupboard. But at the same point in time, after the last 3 years, one playoff series win in 10 years? Are there really big shoes to fill? I know that may not be a popular thing to say, but if you've won one playoff series in 10 years, or would you consider that to be a lot of success? I don't. Not at all. Not at all. So Bloom comes in at a low point, so you can only go up. We hope. But then you start to look at what they've done. This isn't the Cardinals from 2014. And there's not a lot there. The best 9 playoffs, let's see, from July 14th to July 6th of 2024. That's where they won those 9 playoff series. But that was in 14, 15 postseason. Yeah. So bottom line is Cardinals got to get a lot going there. And that presser happens today. Heim Bloom, 10 o'clock. We'll be carrying it just like we did with Mosaic on STL Sports Central. You can check that out. Do a really good job on the sports side there. If anything else is going on, check in. Let us know. We appreciate it. Facebook, X, YouTube is where you can join us. And, of course, we're here till 10 o'clock as we normally are. Making sure that we've got everything going on as best as we possibly can. Okay. Let's have a great Tuesday show. I guess we could do it now. I've got you back, Ryan. There's this whole slang, and I can't believe I saw it on a local TV station that they put this as a news story. Maybe they put it out there as, oh, this will be fun. That it's going, I just knew some kids that would say it, a 6th grader, more importantly. And then I don't know if high schooler kids are saying this stuff still, but it's called 6'7" with your palms and you kind of 6'7", 6'7". I don't understand the infatuation. I don't know if kids are still saying this, but I have seen it and I have heard it. What, you deal with kids.
Yeah.
Heck, you're a kid. What is the 6'7" deal? Now, allegedly, the credit comes with Skrilla.
Yes.
And they said LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets and rapper Skrilla given some of the credit for the lingo 6'7". Do people say 6'7"? Are you silly if you say that?
I think if you're around my age, like 20, like early 20s to late teens, I wouldn't be walking around saying 6'7". I wouldn't be going around saying that. Like,
what does it mean?
It doesn't mean anything. The artist that makes the song, he just says anything on a beat, but the beat's good and it's catchy. But I know high schoolers, they don't really say it, but they still, like, if I'm playing basketball at the YMCA and there's like 2 high schoolers on the court with us, they'll say the score is 6-7 and we'll just say 6-7 and they'll just start chuckling just because of it. But me working like after school care and stuff before and like day camps, the middle schoolers, they run around and say 6-7, or like elementary kids, they'll actually just run around and say that
6'7".
Yeah,
and it's still around, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's alive and kicking. Yeah.
All right, here we are. 6'7". Okay. 6'7". That's a news story. By the way, now you know Skrilla and LaMelo Ball and the hand motion palm back and forth. Okay. 6'7". Is there something else? Did you talk about another slang saying instead? So you're you're on the up and up with all of this, I guess.
Oh yeah, there's another one. It's more centered in New York, but they go around and they're like 4-1. I don't know.
4-1.
Yeah. I don't know what 4-1
I don't get that
means.
either.
It's random numbers. I don't really understand it, but they think it's funny. So it's kind of like when I don't know what year that was, but they were saying like 21. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, yeah, like
I don't even remember that either.
it's been a trend. Before this, there was 21. Yeah, no, 21. Like just 21. I don't know. It's
really,
yeah. Yeah. And it's so
This
much
is-
like kids have all types of stuff that they're like going around saying that I don't understand at all. Like Italian brain rot. I don't get what that means at all.
Italian brain rot.
Yeah. It's like AI photos of just stuff that doesn't make sense mixed together. Like it'd be a crocodile mixed with a plane. And they'll just walk up to you and show you it. I don't get it.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't get it.
All right, 6-7, 6-7, 621 on a September 30th. We added it. We talked about it. We got it down. And now you know. Okay, now we're done with 6-7 for the show. But at least we covered it. Can't say that we don't want to cover it. That's for sure. Okay. I did want to show you guys this, and I don't know. By the way, there's no rain at all in the forecast, and there's no temperatures below 80. It looks like until next Thursday. It's like 9 days away, 10 days away for a temperature that is a high that is below 80 degrees. So it's above average. We're going to deal with it. It is what it is, and enjoy the mild, or we shall say warm beginning of fall in the St. Louis area. NFL action last night. Okay, the Dolphins got a win. They're 1-3 overall. They won 27-21 over the Jets. The Jets are 0-4. Could they possibly be a team that goes winless? I'm not kidding when I say this. I don't know if they've got a team on their schedule that they can beat. Josh Fields is not the answer in that offense.
Yeah,
they scored 21 points, but the Dolphins were very bad.
Yeah, they are really bad. And I thought Justin Fields was going to be better this year, but yeah, I don't see it. They could do it again and go.
I mean, I'm dare I say, I was watching the game with a Jets fan last night, and he brought it up, and I went, oh, that could be a possibility. The second NFL game last night, the Bengals at the Broncos. Bengals playing without Joe Burrow. That makes a huge difference. They scored a whopping 3 points. Yeah, you need Joe Burrow. Broncos won 28-3. So the Broncos are 2-2. The Bengals are 2-2. And that does NFL football for the Week 4 edition. Of course, Week 5 kicks up in just 2 days because the NFL makes sure that we get them as they're spread out all throughout the week. We get them Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. So that was, I know there's a lot of Broncos fans out and about from the success that they've had in years past. Bo Nix had a really, really good game. Threw for over 300 yards, 326 yards, 2 TDs. He looked very, very good. And speaking of success and talking about teams that are really getting a lot of hype, how about Mizzou football? Now, we know we told you they moved up to 18 in the coaches poll, 19th in the AP. They have a bye week this week. And then next Saturday, they will host Alabama at 11 o'clock on ABC. Should be a wild, crazy time in Columbia. Well, Missouri's defense right now, and I know they didn't play a very good game. They played Kansas on offense, and they played South Carolina. And Sellers did play. Missouri's defense is number 1 in America right now. Number 1 college football team in total defense. And they're number 4 in total offense through 4 games of the year. The only team in America that's even in the top 5 in both those categories. You've played 4 games. That's a mark. I'm telling you, it's a mark. You're number 1 in total defense, number 4 in offense, and the only team in America to be in the top 5 in both. Okay. I'd say the start of the season couldn't be any better. But as Kevin Coleman said, out of St. Mary's.
St. Mary's alum right here as well.
Your former classmate, or what you guys?
I'm a year older.
He said they're looking forward to playing some of these real games now. I mean, not to be too much of a disrespectful comment to Kansas and South Carolina, but he's talking about Alabama, Auburn, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, even Mississippi State, and then, of course, a rivalry game with Arkansas. So if you're a Missouri fan, there's a lot to be excited about with that when it comes to the rankings that they have right now. When it comes, I'm not upset about rankings and where they are. You beat Alabama, you're going to be a top 10 team. You're going to be in the top 10, as you should be. And if you're not, then there should be something wrong. So they'll have a chance to prove that next Saturday. A lot of hype yesterday, too. I saw a lot of the news stories, news stations doing stories on Mun Choi, Mizzou's president, who put out that statement because of the young girl, the Stevens College student who was shot Friday night into Saturday morning, shot and died in Columbia. And, of course, Mun Choi talking about crime that had started to pick up in downtown Columbia and a homelessness problem, and needing to take this serious and policing resources. Mizzou's attendance is up, and it should be. It's a phenomenal school. I know there's people who don't want to stay home. They want to go to a Southern school, and I get it. Fine. But unless you know exactly what you want to do and there's some degree program somewhere else, Mizzou is a blast. It's a great, great school. And attendance is going higher. It's one of the highest attendance rates that they've had right now, and it's going up. Mun Choi doesn't want to see that get affected. Somebody's got to speak up, and you talk to people in Columbia, they feel the same way. That's a growing city, and they don't want any of the problems and issues that a lot of big cities can have, especially when you have a college town there, and that's the business. That's the business of Columbia right now. We're here till 8 a.m. every day, 6 to 8 a.m. We are Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, producer Ryan's alongside. Hot Take Central 2.0 is up from 8 to 10 o'clock every day. The former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. You can also check in on Facebook, X, and YouTube right now. Facebook, X, and YouTube. Join the conversation. We'll get your comments out there. We appreciate it. There we go. Also, story ideas, shout outs, anything that you want us to talk about. Let's put a conversation from that standpoint. Jump in on the chat line, and or you can give us a call. The phone number there, 855-282-8255. Once again, that is 855-282-8255. All right, still to come, we'll talk about a St. Louis County possible law banning panhandling in the area. How do you guys feel about that? If you're driving Highway 70, especially through Warren County, state police are saturating Highway 70. Just know that they're saturating Highway 70 because of construction, and it's not just in Warren County. It is all over. So we are your Lou Information Station, live and on demand. We're at louinfo.com. We'll be back with more right after the break. To the show. Glad you're with us. 6:34 on a September 30th. It's Tuesday, final day of September. Yeah, you just heard it. Pretty darn, warm outside. We've got temperatures in the 80s, at least according to the outlook when it comes to weather, until next Thursday. That's right. So it's comfortable. Keep your summer clothes out. In the evening time, it's not quite as warm as it is in the summer. It seems like when the sun goes down, it gets a little bit less warm in the St. Louis area, but that's what we're dealing with right now. No doubt about it. Get used to the weather. Like I like to say, it is what it is. It's not raining. It could be worse, and that's what we're dealing with now. Okay, jumping on the show, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Once again, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Phone number 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. You can check in with us, do whatever you want from a standpoint. Shout outs galore. If there's a story, let us know. We're trying to check and monitor those comments on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay, want to get into the story about panhandling because there is a law now, which, has been brought forward in St. Louis County. It would prohibit people from walking in lanes. It would prohibit people even from standing on those medians. And that's what we're talking about. So, District 6 County Councilman Michael Archer said he plans to propose the measure that would make panhandling in certain areas of the road illegal. So, I guess allegedly it's your First Amendment right to fly a sign, but they're trying to make it difficult by telling you where you can do it, is what it seems like it's breaking out to. Local news station interviewed a guy who said he was arrested last week for panhandling too long at the same intersection in Bridgeton. Where do you see panhandlers? I see them all over the St. Louis area. St. Louis City, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Jefferson County, the Metro East over in St. Clair County. I've seen them everywhere. This guy said that he was in the intersection for too long. He didn't know. So he said that he was arrested because he was at the same intersection for too long. So they called him loiter. So he was loitering / jaywalking. So I don't know. I mean, this guy who's panhandling says not all panhandlers are alcoholics, drug addicts. They do it just to help keep a roof over their head and get some money. Okay. But at the same point in time, it sounds like it's a job where you could actually go get a job. Easy for me to say. I know I'm not trying to cast judgment. I'm just saying out panhandling, begging for money from people on the side of the road or in the median. The councilman who's bringing this forward says that somebody should not depend on their livelihood to put themselves in danger of cars at intersections and so forth on medians. There are organizations like St. Vincent de Paul and others that help. And you can tell that. You can give people money, but you can also remind them that there are all kinds of organizations that will help, including churches. But there are those who want to still panhandle. Does it bug you? Do you wish that you didn't see people panhandling? Does it become a concern? You're worried about their safety, your safety, maybe hitting someone? Do you want to be bugged when you're at a stoplight? All these things are legitimate concerns. They are. Are you concerned with that? Why is it allowed so far? And do you give money? I've given money in the past. I find myself not anymore. And I did tell one person about a St. Vincent de Paul location where they could go to, and they just looked at me like, yeah, whatever. Those are just my experiences. It is 6:40 here in St. Louis on a Tuesday morning. Have you had any of those experiences?
Oh, well, I live downtown, so I see a lot of panhandling all the time. So it's like,
but I wonder if you see it, do you see people giving money?
No.
If people aren't giving money, then panhandlers aren't going to stay there.
Yeah, but it's like there's nowhere to go. But I think they're downtown, so people are probably giving it to them. I don't really. I've given them like money before, but just like
it's a terrible position to have to be in. To try to have a heart and open mind. But there are organizations that will help you. They'll give you a hand up, not necessarily just the handout.
That's what I say. I be telling people there's like places to go and stuff. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's not like I'm losing sleep if people are panhandling, but
yeah.
And I just, not too far from here, I started to see them a few years ago, and I was like, I wonder how that's going to work out. They were panhandling literally at Clayton Road and Lindbergh, right where the Schnucks is, Starbucks, right at that busy intersection. And I was like, my gosh, they're still there. And I see people there occasionally. And I'm curious if there's other places around the St. Louis area where you see panhandling and how it goes. If you see the same people doing it, I've seen the same people.
Yeah, I see the same people. But like if I have $1 and I know I'm not spending $1 on anything, if I have like an extra $1 in cash, I'll give you $1.
There you go. I used to do that. I just
especially
haven't
if
done
it's
it.
Cold outside. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Do you wonder where your money's going, or do you care?
No, I don't really think about that because I know the reason I'm giving it to them is out of the good intention of my heart. I can't determine like what you're going to do with it.
Correct.
At the end of the day. So it's like, I know I'm not going to spend this $1 on anything, but this $1 could get you something if somebody else gives you $1.
So you don't worry if somebody's using it for some nefarious activity.
Like I
never did. And then
like, I can't worry about it. Like I can be like, I hope they're not using it for that, but I can't go and tell them they're still a grown adult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not like, you're doing what you can do to help out of the goodness of your heart. But that's another thing about giving and doing things for people. This is the hardest part as a human. When you give or do something from somebody, I think it's natural to think that somebody should be kind to you, right? Am I losing my mind when I say that?
Yeah.
If you do something nice, you would think that people are going to reciprocate it. You give trust, love, money, attention, safety, whatever it is to somebody, you think that they would give it back. Here's the key. If you do things for people, unless you have some sort of agreement, you can't expect anything in return. It's so difficult. One of my counselors over the years, and by the way, counseling's a good thing. You haven't gotten to that point yet. You're young. I went to counseling. I started doing counseling.
My mom's a therapist.
The world is good.
I don't know, but the thing is, I don't really.
I don't know if couples counselors would ever work.
Yeah, I don't.
I think the last thing people should be doing is blowing up that dust storm. Yeah, but individual counseling for self-help, it's a good thing. Because I used to think, listen, I do good things for people. I try. But you cannot expect anything in return, because then that makes you almost like selfish. It's like, why are you doing it? Why are you trying to help somebody?
Do you think counseling made you a better person?
100%. 100%.
So 100%. For somebody who is debating going.
Absolutely.
Go.
Self-help, 100%. I don't know who you're talking to. I did it in conjunction with, trying to increase my faith from that standpoint. But there's different people. We all have different experiences in life. Mm-hmm. We learn differently. We also grow up in different environments and have different family members. And sometimes those just don't coordinate with other people. And you could have friction. and you may not understand how to get along with people. And if you're, and I'm convinced that certain personalities don't mix with others. And then I started seeing a bunch of stuff on TikToks with numbers, and I'm not into numerology and all that stuff, but I started looking at people's numbers and their birthdays, and I'm like, oh my Lord, these guys don't get along. And look at their birthdays, look at their signs, look at their numbers, and me. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, I'm glad we need therapists, 100%. You do. But people can help you from that standpoint. And I'm trying to remember how we even got onto that standpoint when it came to giving. Yeah, and that's what I said, because of panhandlers. If you give to a panhandler, you better not wonder where that money's going. You know that they can't give you something, but that's another thing in life. A lot of times, a person's true worth is measured by what they do for a person, knowing that that person can't do anything back for them. I mean, that's because you'll see people do something. Now, what am I going to get in return? What can I get in return for all of this? Instead of, hey, I'm going to give out of the goodness of my heart. This is Art City Now. We'll keep you posted on what happens with the situation of a panhandling law. Will it help? The Councilman Archer said he plans to propose it at next week's meeting. And then from there, they'll read it twice. That's what happens at these council meetings. Then they'll vote on it twice, where it will need a council vote of at least 4 votes to pass. Should probably pass. I would vote for it. Ban some of it. I just don't see the value in panhandling all over the place and at will wherever they want. And many times you see people who are dealing, mental health is a big deal. We have to take mental health seriously. You do. But for people to get mental health, they have to want mental health. And sometimes they're not in a position to know that they need mental health therapy. So it's the catch-22 situation. 6:47 is the time. It's September 30th. Art City Now. You can jump in on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Let us know if you've got something to talk about, somebody to shout out. Are there areas that you've dealt with when it comes to panhandling, where you were hoping or in a situation where you didn't have to deal with it, but then all of a sudden you were put into a situation? I'll never forget one more quick story. The first time that I ever dealt with somebody panhandling, I was literally in Tucson, Arizona. I pulled through a Jack in the Box. Oh, this is a long time ago, not 2 years ago. I was actually there for Mizzou's bowl game. They were playing in the old Copper Bowl. They were playing West Virginia. I'm down in Tucson, Arizona, because I was I did color for Mizzou football. And I'm in the drive-thru at a Jack in the Box, and a guy comes up and starts cleaning my windows. I'm literally in the Jack in the Box line, and he starts rubbing my windows for money and saying, hey, money, money, money. And I'm like, no. Literally pull up another car. He goes to the other side, starts wiping my windows. I'm like, no. And then I finally get my food. He's like, hey, what's up? Then he starts doing the side window. And I'm like, no, sorry. And then so I just drove away. I felt terrible, but that person put me in that situation. I didn't want him touching this rental car. I had no idea what was going to happen. I don't know. Maybe there's people who've dealt with that as well. I don't know. Yeah. I was like, okay, here we go. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad you're with us, everybody. We're rocking and rolling. 6:49 right now when it comes to our show this morning. Hey, another news story, if you haven't seen it yet, and it's hard to see what kind of tool it is by the picture, but it gives you an idea of what these guys are doing. These thieves using these mechanic tools. This picture that producer Rye will show you in a little bit.
I already got it up.
Oh, you already got it up, buddy? You're so fast. Damn, you're so good. As an example, they are using these tools. This was from the local Fox, Chris Hayes story. The suspect kneeling by a back passenger window of a Dodge Dart and breaking out the window. Then an apparent partner in crime pulls up behind the suspect and then crawls in the broken window. It's very interesting because what they're doing is they use this technology. What they do is it's a mechanic's tool where it just breaks the window and then you just jump in the back window. And then I guess they're hot wiring it, I guess. I don't know from that standpoint how they make it happen. But what they do is they have a suspect that's using technology and it clones or spoofs the device that starts the car. So they break the window, jump in the car, and they have a device that literally acts as your key fob. Allegedly, a lot of the top models, Dodges, there you go, were one of the big top models. We already know, I mean, you got the Dodge Dart, and then, of course, other Dodges, of course, the Dodge Challenger, the Charger, and the Durango. Always devices that people want. Donna says, I got sucked in by a man in a business suit saying he ran out of gas and needed $20. I gave him 10. It was a scam. I was in the city. Well, that's another good one. I got sucked in by a man in a business suit saying he ran out of gas and needed $20. I'm sorry to hear that, Donna. It can happen. I know.
Something like that almost happened to me before.
What was your situation?
I was in school, and it was like pretty late at night, and I was at a gas station, and some lady came up to me and was like, "Yeah, I need money for gas. Yeah, we were on a road trip and stuff, and we stopped down here and all this." But
wait a second, were you outside? Were you filling up gas, or were you inside the gas station?
No, I was filling up gas, right? And I didn't see really anything that could be her car, so I was kind of confused. But I was like, no, I don't have any cash on me, right? And then I just left. But I saw her just walk to a car that was in the parking lot and just drive off.
Oh my gosh. Okay, younger woman than you, older?
No, she was older. She was like in her mid-40s.
Mid-40s. So just takes your money and just walks away. Now it's interesting because a lot of times you size up people, you look at people. You are a sweet dude. You just are. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you sweet, but you're a kind, sweet man. You are. And you know, when I say that, you're right? I mean, that's how you describe yourself. Yeah. But you're kind of like a big teddy bear. You're a bit, I mean, seriously, dude. I mean,
I've heard that before.
You're a 6'4" guy. You've got dreads. You're a big dude. You know, you've got an honest face. And for somebody not a lot of people will walk up to people. You know that. You know exactly what I'm saying. You're a big dude.
Yeah.
So she knew exactly what she was doing, and she had no fear. I mean, coming up and asking you for cash and you give it to her, then she walks away.
Yeah, I was more nervous that she was walking up to me, actually, because like people don't walk up to me.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you walk up to people and act like you belong somewhere, that's kind of intimidating in itself. How you carry yourself. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, it doesn't matter your race, and it doesn't matter how old you are. If you walk with authority, if you walk with confidence, if you walk like you're supposed to be there, people take notice. They do. You did too.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't walk up to you and try to start crap. I mean, people don't know. I mean, you may stand there and let somebody do whatever they want, but you don't look like it. That blows my mind that a woman walked up and said, I need money.
Yeah.
And then took off.
Yeah. She was like, it was like, I need money for gas. We're on a big trip and stuff.
And she wasn't trying to like hit on you or anything.
No, she was like, she needed it for her kids and stuff. And the car that she went into didn't even have any kids in there either. It was crazy. Ever since then, I was just so shocked that people like did that. I
paid for some people's gas a couple times in my life, but I also had somebody at a gas station help me out big time. Mm-hmm. It was a woman said, I got you. Like I couldn't find I literally forgot my wallet at home. Never done that before. And I can't, and I needed gas. I was like running out of gas. And I was like, oh man. And this woman took care of it for me. Wherever she is, God bless her. Um, had no idea. I'm trying to remember the specifics of it. It's been a while ago, but just took care of it. And there's been other people, you try to take care of people, you help them and do whatever you can, but you just don't want people taking advantage of you. Curious if anybody has stories like that from the St. Louis area. Maybe we could flip it on the positive side as people taking care of you. We talk about sometimes panhandlers and scams and schemes to get money from you. Anybody ever helped you when you did you get stuck? Flat tire area, run out of gas, lose your wallet, card not work. I don't know, whatever the case, and somebody take care of you from that standpoint. I think I've had people take care of me on every one of those somehow, some way, just to spread the love, the good cheer, and the positivity at least as we can. We try to do that here. We're here every Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Arch City Now, myself, producer Ryan is alongside. We got to get you a camera, by the way. Do you have a camera? I like when you talk. I'd love to see you talk so we can see you.
I'm trying to figure out because I'm thinking about getting one of those cameras that we have in the studio.
But we need to ramp this up. So. We're going to ramp this up somehow, some way. Before I sit in here, I'm like, we can do this like really, really good. We can. And bring the visual aspect to the audio that we have too here. 6:56 is the time. Getting ready to take a break. We'll come back. We got those sports to talk about. Hein Bloom, the Cardinals' new baseball boss, has a presser today at 10 o'clock. What do you want to hear from him? Will it matter? He's got a big job to do. We'll see about that. We'll remind you about Missouri Highway Patrol all over Highway 70. If you're driving 70, just be careful. Be careful, but don't speed. Somebody's going to get you. MHP is out and about on Highway 70 in Warren County, St. Charles County, St. Louis County. Just know that they're there. Any other stories you guys want to talk about, we can. Unfortunately, the strike over at Boeing, it's getting really bad. An update from that standpoint as well. Plus, another place downtown, a pizza bar, closes up shop. Lots more to get to, plus all the stories that you have. Jump in on the show. X, Facebook, and YouTube. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. We'll be back with more right after this. Is Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We are here as well. 7:05 on a Tuesday morning. Last day of September is here. Let's enjoy it. It's only going to be about 90 degrees for the last day of September. Oh, yeah, October will bring fall temperatures, right? Not at least for the first week. Temperatures, at least highs, appear to be in the 80s up until next Thursday. That's right. Not this Thursday. Next Thursday, so definitely above average temperatures and no rain in the forecast either. So it could be a whole lot worse. So, try to make the most of it. Try to enjoy the weather. It's comfortable, a little warmer during the day. I know a lot of us like fall. It's a very comfortable season that people like, the temperatures, the changing of the leaves, everything that comes with fall, but we just got to hold out just a little bit longer as it seems some of the seasons have changed. We're on X, YouTube, and Facebook. Jump in on the show. Appreciate you being with us. If there are stories or headlines or things that we should be talking about, let us know. You can jump in on the phone line, 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. You can also join us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. That's where some people jump in. And we'll try to follow your comments there, get into some of those stories and things that are happening. Also, if you guys have shout outs or want to promote an event, do it. Do it on the chat line. Call us. We'll talk about it. We try to do everything when it comes to St. Louis, all the time, all local. We take you to 8 a.m. an hour from now. The show moves fast. We cover a lot of things, a lot of topics, but we also love to get your opinions as well. And if it's boring, just tell us. We'll move on. We'll go on. At 8 o'clock, that's when Hot Take Central 2.0 comes on. The former Blue, Cam Jansen and Jim the Cat Hayes. Love their energy. They roll into the studio each morning. We give fist bumps. We get out. They get in. And, of course, we go on with our day from that standpoint. Some news headlines to start off this morning right out of the gate. By the way, Chaim Bloom has a presser today, 10 a.m. Chaim will be talking. He is the new president of baseball operations. You can see that on STL Sports Central. That's our sports sister station that is second to none. They also have the full John Mozeliak interview, the outgoing president of baseball operations from yesterday. And now we have a new era of Cardinals baseball, which is in store and coming upon us. So what are your thoughts? What do you want to hear him say? Is there anything he can really say at this point in time? I don't know. I don't even know if it matters if he, quote, wins the presser today. What really matters is who this team is able to bring in, what ownership is willing to do, making good contracts, bringing the right pieces in, and developing the talent. There's a lot of good talent, as we saw in the AA system, at least 5-6 players that won the Texas League, actually dominated the Texas League, led by J.J. Weatherholt. So Cardinals presser coming up at 10 o'clock today. You can watch that live on stlsportscentral.com. NFL games last night. Don't know if you stayed up and watched them all or if your teams were playing. Kind of, I don't know, uneventful, just not very exciting games. The Jets, they may go winless. I'm not kidding. I was watching it with a Jets fan. He looked at me and goes, "Do you think they can win a game, Vic?" I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know with Justin Fields. I don't know. I just don't know if they can. Dolphins win that game. I think it was 27-21. It was the final. But Tyreek Hill had a gruesome knee injury. Don't want to see that happen to anybody. I mean, it was gruesome. So gruesome that we will not show you. I saw the picture and I went, ugh, his leg is not supposed to go that direction. And it did. Dolphins 1-3, Jets 0-4. The other game, boy, the Bengals, what they could be with Joe Burrow, now what we see what they are without him, 3 points. They managed a field goal in the first quarter, and that was it. Broncos win that 28-3. Both teams 2-2 there. That wraps up week 4 in the NFL. They'll be kicking off the new season, or excuse me, the new week of the season, week 5, coming up on Thursday from a sports standpoint. Hey, guys, talking about sports, how about Mizzou football? Obviously, they have a bye week. They moved up to 18 in the coaches poll yesterday, 19 in the AP poll. They have a week off before they host Alabama. What a day that should be in Columbia in 2 Saturdays. an 11 a.m. start time. Who knows where Alabama will be? They play undefeated Vanderbilt this week. They're almost they're 2-touchdown favorite against Vanderbilt. So that'd be a big game. Maybe one of the biggest games of the weekend. Undefeated Missouri hosting, if it is the case, a 1-loss Alabama team. And could you imagine if Alabama has 2 losses, if they were somehow upset at home? I don't see it happening. But if they had 2 losses, then they had to come and play at Missouri and try to stop Ahmad Hardy and Missouri's running attack, boy, that would be tough for Bama. Players getting back up again 3 straight weeks in a row after their Georgia win. Then they have a huge game against Vanderbilt. And then playing Missouri. Anyway, that's exciting. What is more exciting for me right now, at least this week to focus on, after 4 games of the season, the Missouri Tigers have the number 1 defense in college football. Total defense, Missouri. And they haven't played 4 easy teams. They played Kansas, who's been a very good offense, and South Carolina, which has had a very good offense in the mix with, the other 2 teams that they played. So number 1 total defense in America belongs to the Missouri Tigers. They also have the number 4 total offense. So you're talking about number 1 defense, the 4th ranked offense, and they're the only team in college football that's ranked in both in the top 5. There's something good that started. Now you're going to have another test when it comes to Alabama next week. But those are the kind of things that should get people excited if you're a Missouri Tiger fan. And if you're not, it's not too late to jump on the bandwagon. That's for sure. They're not a team that's getting blown out by another SEC team right now, another division team blowing them out. They're legit, and they appear to be legit because they have a run game and they stop the run. Gets back to the basics of football. 7:12 is our time. Jump in if you want on anything that we are talking about. We're here till 8 o'clock. Glad you're with us today, as always. And of course, it's interesting. We covered these headlines a couple weeks ago. And it just goes to St. Louis County voted down a resolution honoring the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. And that's fine. It was voted down. And it wasn't even party lines, I don't believe, in St. Louis County. But in St. Charles County passed the resolution honoring Charlie Kirk. Very interesting. More conservative in St. Charles County than it is in St. Louis County when it comes to their council. So that happened last night. And, people get excited about that. Sometimes they don't. But it is what it is. It's the headline. And we're just letting you know that that's what happened over there in St. Charles County. Other news. I saw this coming down. What's going on over at WashU? And you wonder about higher education, and people talk about how much money WashU has and their endowment, but nearly 40 positions, I saw this announced over at STL today, were cut from Washington University's Office of Advancement. One of several reductions, and this has been going on for the past few months. Allegedly, the University of WashU is dealing with some financial challenges. I'm at a turbulent time for higher education. And we've talked about that on this show. We talk about issues that are happening throughout the St. Louis area. Washington University has certainly been a gold star academic institution nationally, and of course, a feather in the cap for St. Louis area. But one of the affected people that this happened to literally told the Post yesterday that 38 positions at their advancement were cut due to the, quote, current political administration, whatever that means. University advancement primarily is tasked with fundraising and employs about 300 people, according to the website. So some positions lost over at WashU when it comes to the financial aspect of what's going on there. We continue to move on with some of the headlines that are going on around St. Louis. If you want to jump in with some of the comments, you're certainly welcome to. We'll try to get to your comments. Glad you're joining us on Facebook at Arch City Now, also at X and YouTube. Anything that you guys want to jump in, talk about, give shout outs, we'll do as well. I'm glad that you're a part of the show as well with us today. Joe says, much love, everybody. Have a blessed day. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Donna says, I saw a report. This comes to our panhandling story from earlier. A St. Louis County councilman is going to push forward a resolution to try and stop panhandling, or at least a lot of it, because of what's happening, or at least in certain areas. Donna says, I saw a report on a woman that panhandled. She was actually making a full-time living at it, and she had her own home. Yeah, that's what happened when I went out and did a sting years ago. I'm not saying it happens with every panhandler, but the guy we were following, went back to a pretty nice car, went back to a pretty nice condo, and, had something. I mean, he was certainly appearing as if he was on solid ground, not somebody who was looking and struggling for his next meal. I get it. Those things happen. Also, Paul jumps in because this goes with the story, and we'll revisit this. When it comes to thieves staying one step ahead of police, they're now using a mechanics tool that can emulate your key fob. They bust a window, jump in, and the key fob use the key fob mechanisms work and emulate a key fob to start a car. Kind of some scary things. Dodges, it works very well with. The Challengers, obviously, the Chargers, Durangos, Darts appear to be a car that is targeted and stole a lot more. We're being told that not only in the St. Louis area, but around the country. But Paul jumps in on that subject and says, the Kia, and I do remember the Kia, it's because of how it was made. The Kia is synonymous with being able to be stolen by using technology. That's why they're suggesting using the little club across your steering wheel. Appreciate you doing that. Donna says you can also purchase that window breaker that we saw, the window breaks. You can purchase those online. And I've seen those window breakers used for positive, meaning you have a little tool, you just click the window and it breaks to help get you out of situations where if your car goes into water. So I didn't see them marketed as a tool. Hey, let's go rob a car. It's actually a tool that helps you break a window if you need to get out of a vehicle and you can't open the door. Also, appreciate you guys jumping in on the chat line, getting your comments there. We've got it there. 7:18 is the time. It is September 30th. We were talking about some of those stories that are going on. Also, not sure if you guys saw this happen or not, but we want all the positive to be happening. But unfortunately, it's not necessarily, you got something happening downtown. Once again, it's hot pizza, cold beer. Hot pizza, closed beer, less than 2 years after opening downtown, closing up shop. Hot pizza, cold beer, literally 20 months after opening. So it was a pizza beer focused concept. It was at 610 Washington Avenue. And the restaurant was owned by the same team that created Sugar Fire Smokehouse and the High Point Drive-In. So, they said that their last day was Sunday and they didn't mention any other details. It's just another restaurant that couldn't make it downtown. And those are some of the problems that were going on. That's unfortunate. The owners previously said they expected the restaurant to generate about $3.5 million in gross sales during its first year, which would have been in line with other restaurant locations nearby. But Mike Johnson, owner, before the operation opened, declined to share exact revenue figures, according to Channel 5, or at least to the St. Louis Business Journal, but said that they love downtown. I applaud them for trying to get some things going on downtown. Producer Rye lives downtown, and you say you don't see anything going on, right? I mean, isn't that what you say? Or when it comes to new restaurants and places sticking around?
Yeah, I see a lot of new places coming and they just go. and it's just sad because there's a lot of good places that would really help the downtown community or just make downtown look lively again, at least.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Also, when it comes to downtown, a new developer says that it's going to be putting together a $195 million downtown project. Construction on the renovation of an apartment facility is supposed to be done by June of 2027. Leasing opportunities as well in the spring of 2027. Developer New Found says it's obtained the financing to move ahead with the redevelopment of the Mansion House apartments. So it's a 415 unit facility, 29-story tower. It's on North 4th Street, 300 North 4th Street. So they've got about 170 million to 195 million to renovate the project and offer, different kind of redevelopment, getting it downtown by a Salt Lake City based opportunity funds. So they're bringing it down. So they've got their contractor, they got their architecture firm, and they're ready to rock and roll downtown. So, if there's something positive going on, let us know. We like to talk about it. We jump from these headlines, we get the stories out there, as we were just talking about. You've also got, if you didn't know, Powell Hall has reopened. I mean, they got their music, their magic, a new future. They put $140 million into it. So they've got new hope, new fame. It was 2 years of silence, basically. But they're back up and running now. I mean, you want to talk about landmarks? That's a century-old landmark, that's for sure. But they put together, it was a 2-year expansion and renovation. I guess a facelift, if you will. So they're back up and running. St. Louis Symphony Orchestra president and CEO calls a transformation both intentional and inviting. So that's good. Something more positive for the city that you have if you hadn't heard about it. Something to go check out, that's for sure, when it comes to the city. Once again, you can jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Talk to us. Let us know what's on your mind when it comes to St. Louis. If there's a shout out that you want to give, if there's something that you want to bring attention to, it doesn't have to necessarily be a topic that we've been talking about. Just let us know. We'll get into it all. And we appreciate you guys letting us know when you jump in on the show. Yeah, Cindy says St. Charles County passed the resolution to honor Kirk last night. I did see that. We talked just a little bit ago. St. Louis County decided not to pass that resolution when it came for Charlie Kirk. And of course, it just depends on each county. And you can talk to your council people when it comes to some of those situations that are happening. I wanted to show that video again. If you get, or the picture, if you have a chance to show it, Rye, if you still have the picture, we had somebody talking about how Kias,
the car,
how Kias are really targeted because of their electronics, and thieves are now using these tools to emulate fobs. That's something I hadn't heard about.
Yeah, the Kia boys are very active.
I remember Kia.
Yeah.
What do you mean the Kia boys?
It's like a thing that was going around. They're called the Kia boys.
They're
I
didn't know that.
People that they're like these people that just rob Kias.
So
they're in Milwaukee. They're in St. Louis for sure. It's in cities.
Yeah, well, you see it. I mean, they'll go in back windows. They'll bust out the window, and then they jump in the back window and use a key fob emulator. It literally starts the vehicle. I mean, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Even if you lock your car door, we're not even talking about somebody leaving their doors open. We're talking about somebody freaking just getting in. Now somebody can get in your car and they have emulators. I mean, that blows my mind. You can go in and start a vehicle with a device that's not even your own fob. That's for your own car. Makes you wonder if you need to go back to a key, an actual key instead of the fob. Will that help? Will that make a difference? I don't know. Maybe not. But gosh, those things are definitely, you talk about what's happening. So want to get back to that because people were jumping in. Okay. Also, if you're driving Highway 70, have your head in a swivel. Just try to drive the speed limit. Just know that Missouri Highway Patrol is hitting Highway 70 harder because of construction, not only in Warren County and St. Charles County, but also in St. Charles or St. Louis County as well. So don't chance it. Just know that if you're driving those roads that you may see a lot of police, you don't want to be dealing with that. Not something you want to get caught doing. Nobody wants a ticket. You don't want to deal with the tickets, that's for sure. Guys, we are Arch City now. We're here 6 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. Love it when you join us. Jump in on X, YouTube, Facebook. Let us know how you're doing. Like, subscribe, share the show. You can also give us a call. Phone number 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. You know, we are your Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at luinfo.com. And luinfo.com is also where you'll go to check out our website. You can check out all the programming for the station as we continue to grow larger, put all kinds of content together because that's what it's about. It's about content for St. Louis. We cover anything and everything. If you have ideas, let us know here at the show. Let us know who we should be talking to about interviews. What topics are, making news? What topics kind of get your attention? What should we be learning about? We want it to be positive. We want to try to help people. We want to try to learn from each other. That's why we love it when you guys jump in the chat line and talk amongst yourself and talk with others. These are some of the situations that we're dealing with. And of course, we'll continue to focus on that. Let us know. You can also email victorjfaust@gmail.com, victorjfaust@gmail.com, and we get that information as well. Anything, everything, sports, news, politics, entertainment, you name it, we'll cover it, we'll do it, we'll get it out there for you as well. We're just grateful that you guys are there. By the way, I was told because a Chiefs fan, it's like, Vic, you didn't mention Patrick Mahomes became the first person to throw for 250 touchdowns. I failed to mention that yesterday. I'm sorry. He was the youngest to throw for 250 touchdowns. So, Pat, I'm sorry. I love you. And I know we have a ton of Chief fans in the St. Louis area. So we give it back to you. We love you. Go Chiefs. You guys are back on track at 2-2. Okay. We'll take a quick break when we come back. We want to mention one of the best Cardinal fans of all time, no longer with us, affectionately known as Sign Guy. We'll get into that. YouTube having to pay out a lot of money to the president. We'll talk about that. Anything else you guys want to jump in on? Plus, we'll do a recap of some of the stories that we've already gotten into and anything else you guys want to jump in and let us know about. Producer Rise alongside Vic Faust. This is Arch City Now. We'll be back right after this.
Hot Take Central 2.0.
Now, as you sports fans know,
It's really getting out of
All right, everybody, in the final stretch, the home stretch of this Tuesday morning show, September 30th, 7:34 is the time. Vic Faust here. Producer Rye alongside. This is Art City now. The sun is shining. Yeah, it's only going to be about 90 degrees today, the last day of September. Looking at the long-range forecast as well, it looks like temperatures in the 80s, at least the highs, until next Thursday. Real hockey weather, right, Cam? Cam Jansen in the background. By the way, Hot Take Central 2.0, the always entertaining show, great guests, great camaraderie, and great talk, entertainment when it comes with the former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster, Jim the Cat Hayes. We're here for about another 20 minutes or so, so you can jump in on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Join the conversation if you want, something you guys want to jump into, let us know. We'll get to your comments on the chat line as well. If we're missing something, let us know. What's the water cooler talk? What's happening in your neck of the woods of the St. Louis area? And, of course, we love to promote any events, charity events, you name it. We're here. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, if you want to give us a call in the final segment, you can do that as well. Phone number 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. Need to give a shout out. We found out yesterday, long time, one of the best Cardinal baseball fans. And obviously there are Cardinal fans all over the place and have been for a century. But Marty Prather, sign man. He passed away on Sunday at the age of 67. He was a beloved supporter of the Cardinals. Missouri State Athletics, of course. Had clever signs, you know him, sign guy. He was always down there, down the first base line. He'd passed away. So it's very sad. He was a fixture at the Cardinals games. He was also inducted. I mean, just to show you what a fan could do, what a fan could become just by effort, love, passion, and showing up day after day. Elected into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame back in 2003. Sign guy gets a lot of credit. It's a heartbreaking story. He had been at Cardinal games for a long time. He had a weeks-long battle with a respiratory disease. It was what they call respiratory distress. He was in the ICU over at Mercy Hospital down in Springfield. So he'd been around the Cardinals baseball for a long time. Really took root as Cardinals love back in 1982 when the Birds won the World Series. So it's interesting because a lot of people wanted to know what he wasn't doing when he was at Cardinals games. He was a Domino's franchise pizza owner. How about that? A successful one at that as well. So he was able to use his entrepreneurial skills, his spirit for our community, and became one of the best Cardinal fans, being super creative, passionate about the Birds. I guess we could call him the equivalent to towel guy for the Blues. You just have a passion. You love it. You show up day in, day out, and you show it for your team. Missouri State and the Springfield community, also Missouri State Athletics, posted a very nice tweet saying Missouri State and Springfield community lost a true legend today with the passing of sign man Marty Prather. Our thoughts are with his family and friends during this difficult time. So shout out to sign guy for the St. Louis Cardinals. Always somebody you would look for at the games as well. Speaking of the Cardinals, when it comes to their on-field play and news going off of it, Chaim Bloom, the new director of the player personnel, has a presser today in a few hours, just over 2 hours away. His first as the official director. Is there anything really that he can say today that's going to make you feel better about where the Cardinals are? Not me. I wish him the best. I do. Front office is a tough job. There's some dollars that go along with it. You got to produce, and he's going to have to produce. And his job's not easy. I mean, it's not like the cupboard's full. It's not like a playoff team is being left to him. He's got to build this. And he's got some good prospects in AA. And by the way, you can watch it. STL Sports Central, our sister station, does a phenomenal job when it comes to the sports coverage. We also have yesterday's presser when it came to John Mozeliak. So John said goodbye yesterday. Heim says hello today. And the Cardinals move on for the rest of their career and what they're going to be trying to do as they move forward with everything that they tried to do for 2026 and this new version of, I guess what we would call Cardinal baseball moving forward. We cover a lot of news headlines. We bounce around, as you know, especially in the last break, getting caught up on things that we've caught throughout the day. If you're just now joining the show as well. I wish it was better news, but man, they cannot get along. I don't know what's happening and how long it could go on. But once again, negotiations between Boeing, one of our largest companies in the St. Louis area, and the IMU, the International Machinists Union, hit a roadblock. The union walked out of meetings yesterday. We're talking about more than 3,200 members been on strike for 9 weeks. 9 weeks already. That's how long that's gone. They're keeping their hope up. That's at least what they were telling local TV stations. That's the union since they walked out of the talks. But right now, they're still out there. I mean, these were trained workers. Boeing said they were going ahead and training other people to replace those jobs. So not a great story, not a great, these things happen at companies all over the country. You just deal with them the best that you can and try to move forward. But that one, I don't know. It doesn't look like there's any signs of progress. Sometimes you see signs of progress, and right now we don't, especially when they're walking out. But got to keep the faith that something like that will get better and that it will change, hopefully, in the days to come. Football last night, NFL, if you saw, didn't see, the Jets may just be a team that could go 0-16 this year or 0-17. They could. We'll see. They're capable of it. I don't see, I just don't see them competing in a sense where I think they're going to win a game. They lost 27-21 to the lowly Miami Dolphins. And boy, oh boy, never, at least I don't ever want to see anybody get hurt seriously, careers ended, especially when it's your livelihood. But Tyreek Hill had a nasty leg injury last night. I mean, nasty. The kind where you don't show the pictures the next day, those kinds. Unless you're kind of a sick individual and you like to watch that stuff. Not a good thing. Anyway, Tyreek will have a long road, long comeback back. There goes my hopes for you Chiefs fans working out some deal to get Tyreek in Kansas City if that was something that you might have wanted. But Rashee Rice will be back soon, and Worthy certainly seemed like he made a difference at wide receiver for the Chiefs, at least on Sunday, opening up their offense a little more, at least as a threat, giving Patrick Mahomes another threat, to say the least. Other news that we were talking about, something we hadn't gotten to yet today, not necessarily all local, which is why we saved it for the end, but YouTube, who makes a ton of money, Google's YouTube, by the way. And one of my favorite things where I can take it on the go has been YouTube TV. I mean, great. I take that anywhere, plug it in, love it. But YouTube is having to pay $24.5 million to President Trump to settle a lawsuit that he filed on them for blocking his account following January 6th. Twitter, before I had to pay Donald Trump $25 million for blocking his account also after January 6th. And another media company, which I cannot remember right now, had to pay another $25 million as well. Now, that's not just going to the president's pocketbook. That's building some new infrastructure. They put it into a library. They're going to get a new ballroom. You got to pay the lawyers. You know that, of course. Those things happening as well. But, yeah, a lot of those lawsuits that are taking place and being won right now when it comes to those situations. Like, okay, All right. We got it. We see what's happening. We are Art City now. Vic Faust, producer Rye alongside as well. Glad you guys are jumping in today. If you have comments, anything you want to talk about, we'll jump in. We'll do that. We appreciate you joining our show, not only on Facebook, but on X, on YouTube as well. We're doing everything that we can from that standpoint. Okay. Tuesday, September 30th. Still doesn't feel quite like fall to me. Not quite sure what you guys feel, but we bring those stories in. Let us know if there are stories that are happening in your neck of the woods, things that are maybe not being brought forward, things that are not being covered on news. No, I'm not talking about the 6-7 stories. We did that earlier. Somebody said 6-7, 6-7, and of course, what's the new saying? Producer Ryan, you're in touch with the younger kids.
Which one?
6-7. Rapper Skrilla kind of started that.
Yeah, you got 6.
And LaMelo
7.
Ball 6-7.
You got that.
And then you said you thought maybe.
Oh, 4-1.
4-1. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
What the heck's 4-1?
I don't know. That's more of a New York thing. But yeah, they run around screaming 4-1, just like in the same
what?
in like the same like tone of 6-7. I don't know. It's,
interesting.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, gosh, 4-1. I don't know, man. I don't know. One other thing that I was trying to have some fun with you guys. We cover the stories. We also try to have some fun with some of the other things that are a little bit out there, things that you might remember, might take you back just a little bit. And that, my friend, producer Rye, was one of these situations where good ideas, or at least they thought they were going to be good ideas, became really bad ideas. Do you remember in 2013, Burger King had what were called healthy fries?
Oh, and they were terrible. And
they were terrible.
Back.
They were terrible. Bombed.
Oh my god.
40% less fat, 30% fewer calories.
They were so bad.
And then they were bad. They bombed. I just thought it was funny. I saw this list of terrible ideas that killed. The KFC's had they had an AM breakfast.
What?
Yeah, KFC had an AM breakfast, especially for our morning show people. The problem was that chicken biscuits and porridge confused people. Buzzkill all the way around. But that wasn't it. Other people said, hold my beer. Pizza Hut had P-zones, where they were little like pastries with cheese and pepperoni in the middle. They didn't work, though. They were called the P-zone. Despite the P-zone never gained traction that Pizza Hut wanted. It was like a calzone filled with pizza toppings. But it didn't work over there. But a lot of things weren't working over there either at that point in time. Starbucks had something called the Oleto, a line of olive oil infused coffee drinks. Did not work. Olive oil is good for you. It is. People may not realize it, but it is. But it didn't work there. It just did not. We try to have some of those fun things and talk about some of the activities. By the way, I look at some of the things that we were trying to talk about earlier, making sure people were understanding some of the news, the headlines, the things that were happening throughout the St. Louis area. We've covered a lot of them. Hot pizza, cold beer, which was around for just 20 minutes.
No.
What?
That's one of my favorite spots.
Done. Gonzo.
What? I just had a pizza from there like a month ago.
Yep. They could. Well, here's the thing. It's not that they weren't a great place. And I've heard people talk about it.
So good.
Hot pizza, cold beer after 20 months down on Washington.
That's
closing up shop. They weren't making money.
Yeah. That's exactly on the same street I live on. So it's like,
no, the owners tried, some of the owners there. I mean, the Channel 5 talked Mike Johnson. He said, we love downtown. They're doing everything they could to be downtown, to help and try to infuse whatever they could.
Man.
So 20 months. Yeah. They just weren't making money. They anticipated making about 3.5 million the first year. Didn't happen. And it costs money. I mean, it costs a lot of money to run businesses, especially to run restaurants. But that gets back to what we were saying. You got to have foot traffic, and you got to have people on Washington. You don't see a lot of foot traffic.
Not that
We've
much foot
talked about
traffic.
it. And we want to see the foot traffic. And even the sporting events, maybe if the Blues could play year round, because the Blues are going to have sold out crowds. They're going to have people. Their attendance is going to be just fine. The Cardinals was not this year. Maybe that hurt them as well. I don't know.
I think that hurts a lot.
We do know that it hurt some of the people. And some of the businesses that were closing up shop. But, more businesses are leaving than are going. And that's an issue. That's one of the problems that we have that we've been talking about. You got to find a way somehow for that to work.
It's literally like that area around the Schnucks and the around Rooster and the Marriott.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
That whole area would have nice little restaurants pop up and then just leave in like 8 months. It's been going on since I've moved over there. It's really bad.
How many times do you think you went to that place?
Oh, I would go to that place because I was in school, so I wouldn't go there. Like, I wouldn't be a regular, but if I lived there, I would be a regular. Like, in the summer, I was a regular.
Okay.
I'd go like I'd say like twice a month, 3 times a month.
Well,
like,
yeah, we'll see what else they're able to put in down there, or if anything else does come through from that standpoint. But yeah, it's sad. You want to see more going on. It's just not. It is what it is. It's reality right now. So hopefully, the Blues will help bring some more attention downtown, some money downtown, and, kickstart some things that are happening, because we got to find a way to make that stuff work. Oh man. Yeah. I won't even say that. I just got a news update. We'll talk about it later when it comes to what's happening. Once again, just reminding you, Hein Bloom has a press conference today at 10 a.m. to talk about the future of the Cardinals. We were also reminding people to slow down on Highway 70. Missouri Highway Patrol telling us they are literally saturating Highway 70. You may feel they're saturating another part of St. Louis right now, but they are saturating Highway 70, Warren County, St. Charles County, into St. Louis County, just making sure that people know there's been a lot of construction, a lot of reported accidents. They are wanting to make sure that people are as safe as they can possibly be. So now if your travels take you through Highway 70, just have your head on a swivel. Be careful. Don't be stupid. They've got to somehow, some way keep things a little bit safer. So they're letting you know what they're going to be doing from that standpoint. Also, before today, if you want to get on, you could give us a call. You'd have probably, 4 or 5 minutes, 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. If you weren't joining us or seeing what we talked about earlier, when it came to some of the things that are happening with Mizzou football, that game next week against Alabama, not only is that 11 o'clock start, which we've been talking about, but that's an ABC start time as well. So that's an ABC game that you can watch. It'll be another one of those nationally televised games, and an opportunity for people to watch what they've got, to see where they're going. I also, wanted to give that update. A lot of people drink coffee in the mornings. I'm not a big Starbucks person, but Starbucks is losing over 100 North American stores right now. So they're not gaining stores. They're actually losing stores. And I start to see a bunch of new companies popping up too, all over the area when it comes to coffee. You're not a coffee guy yet. I didn't even drink coffee until I think I hit 40.
Yeah, see, I think that's nice coffee time, nice coffee age.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, all right. Didn't even see that coming, but all of a sudden it did come. And then I started drinking that coffee in the morning. I also wanted to know TripAdvisor.com. If you go to St. Louis tours and tickets, they put together a really cool breakdown of tours and tickets and things that you can do throughout the St. Louis area. You may be from here, lived here your whole life, and may not even realize some of the tours and things that you can do. I mean, everything from sightseeing, walking, cruises, luxury, special occasions, of course, food, wine, nightlife, you name it. TripAdvisor has it right now. They just have a lot of things that you can do. I was given an update about promoting it. They've got the St. Louis Trolley Tour. It's narrated, by the way. You've also got the St. Louis Arch Small Group Walking Tour. Oh, yeah. The Limp Haunted Neighborhood Walking Tour. If you didn't know about that, as October comes into play for Halloween. That sounds like one. I didn't know that there was a St. Louis True Crime Tour. St. Louis Soulard True Time Tour. St. Louis Soulard True Crime Tour. Yeah, historic murders, gangsters. There's a St. Louis Ghost Tour. Had no idea. These are all like an hour-long tours. The Sinister Sins and Shadows Ghost Tour. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, all of these things are there. A history of food tour. So a barbecue tour. You could literally take this, just go around. Then they've got the Haunted Limp Brewery Bottle Works tour. Anyway, not to bore you with all the tours, but if you check it out, you may be surprised. A lot of things, tours. If you're ever looking, somebody's in town to do something, you can check that out. The private tour. It's pretty interesting. Private tour of the Hill. And the restaurants. Some pretty cool stuff there as well. Anyway, we've covered a lot today. We're glad you're with us. We love it when you join us every day. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Of course, Cam Jansen, the former Blue, Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes come up next. They take you from 8 to 10 every day, Monday through Friday. And then, of course, check out all of our shows at luinfo.com. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand at luinfo.com. We appreciate you joining us on Facebook, X, and YouTube. We're getting better every day. Thanks for your patience as we get the video and audio aspect as good as it can possibly be. All right, sun shining. Have a great day. Stay positive. Hot Take Central 2.0 is coming up next.
When you're building something new, you need a partner you can